Hey, I have never ever recorded a video for YouTube before, but this man at the pool today drove me to it. Yeah, you can see I got the pool hair, got the pool cover up, sunglasses on to cover up my circles under my eyes from being in the pool and in the chlorine. Anyway, there are idiots in this world. I'm not talking about like people that just didn't get to go to school. I'm talking about morons. When I get out of the pool, I really don't want to talk too much. I just want to sit. Sometimes I fall asleep. I just sit there. I lay there. If I can get one of the coveted three reclining cushioned chairs, I get one of those. And today I got one of those. The price it was beside this man. And usually it's at the end of the day, I'm kind of by myself, but today this man his stuff was there, but he was in the pool. And I know he talks to people, but I thought if I'm already here and I'm kind of asleep, then maybe, he'll leave me alone. Nope. Before I could get my towel straight and my iHeartRadio on, here he comes. He sits down, my iHeartRadio starts, and it's Marshall Tucker Band, right? Oh, Marshall Tucker Band. He uses that to open his conversation. Oh, I think that was about 73. I'm thinking, I don't know, I was 10, so I have no idea. So I said, yeah, okay. And he said, yeah, Marshall Tucker Band, that's good stuff. I said, yeah. I think if I just minimalize my replies, he'll go away. So I did. I said, and then he starts talking about Marshall Tucker Band and going to this drug-fueled concert. And I'm like, And then he says, yeah, 73. I said, yeah, sounds right. And I begin to lay back I've got my towel straight. I'm beginning to lay back. Then he says, yeah, that's the year this woman that I was chasing came back from overseas and gave me and I'm not going to say the word. It's a word for an STD, and it's vulgar. He had no clue if I'm a refined lady or if I'm some trashy woman who talks like that. That's his introduction to me. He's got this STD this woman gave him on purpose. Does that, is he flirting? I don't know. Is he flirting or is he, I don't know. But anyway, I just went, But he has to tell me 3 times. And by now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just tell him, sir, I don't want to hear this. But I thought if I do that, that's almost like conversation and it'll make him worse. So I said, and laid back on that wasn't good enough. He didn't get the hint. No. He didn't get the hint. He started talking politics to me. And he's a Democrat. He's a liberal. He's a Trump hater. So he and I are complete opposites. But he doesn't know this, and he doesn't ask. He just starts talking. And he kind of throws Trump in there, kind of throwing shade at Trump a little bit, but he kept talking about these things. And I thought, don't argue with this fool. Just say, So I said, Then he starts telling me this story about he went down to, I don't know, some Mexican town and follows this family back because he had some time. And he follows them back. And he follows them, and then because he's an attorney. And I'm thinking, by the time the conversation was over, he's not an attorney. I never told him I really am, but what little he knew about the legal system. Anyway, he said that, so I sat with them, I watched them try, they had to wait all day in line, and then they got there, they wouldn't let them fill out the application, they didn't get to fill out, and so then he asked the agents, why aren't you letting them? Sir, if you want the truth, we're just too busy. And he said, in America, just too busy, and these are people from Honduras, they're political refugees. I couldn't take it anymore, because you know what? That whole thing about following that family up and asking the agents and that answer, that was in a liberal news media site. A reporter did that. It wasn't him. He's telling this like he did it. So I couldn't let it go unanswered. I couldn't. I wanted to just go, but that wasn't working. This man was not shutting up. So I said, how are you going to fix it? Well, they're just so busy. And in America, I said, how are you going to fix it? It takes at least 3 months to get a hearing in the local courts. How are you going to fix it? Well, those administrative judges, and they're so busy. I said, yeah. And it's the same way in the local courts. So how are you going to fix it at the border? How are you going to fix it? Well, I love that look. Like this. A question's always better than arguing with them. Let them do themselves in. Yeah, let them do themselves in. By the time he finished talking about immigration, I had not said another word, and he had walked himself all the way back to Honduras, said their country needed fixing, but our aid money wasn't helping because it had never helped, and we couldn't go over and change the government because that would be intrusive. So his answer was, the world is just ugly. And I said, yeah, the world is really an ugly place. Yeah. So then he had to start talking about other things. And finally, I said, you know what? The people in Congress are idiots. The people that write our laws are people that think Guam is going to tip over and capsize. And he looked at me. I said, yeah, Hank Johnson. When I got out of the Navy, he was saying that right after I got out. When we wanted to put personnel on Guam, I said, I was stationed on Guam. Let me tell you, it ain't going to tip over and it ain't going to capsize no matter how many people we put on it, because islands don't work that way. He said, I thought Hank Johnson was one about the nuke. And he remembered something else stupid Hank Johnson said recently with the North Korea stuff. I said, yeah, same guy. He's still in office. I said, these are the people writing our laws. They're morons. That's the problem. And then he would try to say Trump. I said, well, Trump's not writing the laws. They are. So then he tried to change subjects again, and I tried to just let it go. But no, I just said, well, until you fix Congress, fix the people writing the laws, get some people that understand the laws they're writing, it's not going to get fixed. So then he picks up his newspaper and tells me, well, the only saving grace to humanity is that the NFL preseason starts. And the NFL will be back soon. That's the saving grace to humanity? The NFL? I couldn't let it go. I wanted to say, but I couldn't. This man had dug his hole. All I'm doing is throwing the dirt on top of it. So I said, they have quite a PR disaster on their hands. I didn't make it political. I made it all business. He couldn't handle it. Well, I don't think I said, no, whether or not you care if they kneel or not, they have a PR problem on their hands. Well, I think we ought to all be big enough. These men, they have free speech. I said, no. Americans do, but employees don't. Well, they get to say what they want. I said, well, employees don't. Well, it's a business. I said, exactly. It's not a government. Governments are constrained by the Constitution. Businesses aren't. They have quite a PR disaster on their hands. After another about 30 seconds of that, he said, I think I want to dry off riding my motorcycle home. And he left. I think I won. Not sure, but I think I won. When you walk up to people, especially, I'm from the old school. Men should treat women with respect. And when you walk up to a lady at the pool, you don't start telling her about your STDs and your dirty sexual escapades. You treat her with respect. And if you want to talk politics and you don't know your facts and you're going to act like you went down to the border when it was really some reporter's story you read, you better make sure you pick on somebody who's ill-informed, not somebody who loves political science, can't get enough of it, and knows the system. Inform yourself. Then when you run into morons, you'll win too.